Hello everyone, welcome to Boys on the Rocks. I'm Paddy, and for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to give you a quick recap and review of one of the sports that I am enthusiastic about besides rugby and rugby league, and that is motorsports, specifically Formula One. So let's get into it with the Imola Grand Prix. Max Verstappen clinched his second victory at Imola, where he started from second on the grid. Verstappen overtook Oscar Piastri at the first corner and kept an incredible lead throughout the race. He crossed the finish line in 0.725 seconds ahead of McLaren's Lando Norris, who passed Piastri 7 laps from the end to secure second place. Piastri completed the podium in third, aiming for a fourth consecutive win, but McLaren's strategy unfortunately didn't get him the win. It was Verstappen's 65th career win and Red Bull Racing's 400th Formula One race. It also extended his winning streak at Imola since 2021. With this result, Verstappen reduced his championship deficit to leader Oscar Piastri by 22 points. Lewis Hamilton also delivered a notable performance, recovering from a poor qualifying session to finish fourth for Ferrari, his best result on the season so far. Alex Albon, impressed with a fifth-place finish for Williams. Charles Leclerc experienced a frustrating race, finishing sixth after a clash with Albon, and the team ordered to concede the position, leading to an angry outburst on team radio. Fernando Alonso's misfortunes continued as he finished 11th, extending his scoreless season. So, while I was watching this race, there were a couple of things that I noted down, especially with a couple of different drivers throughout the race. So, first off, Max Verstappen, that overtake in that first corner.
It's going to be close. Momentarily, he's up to second place, but Russell backs out of it. And Verstappen roars around the outside to take the lead in spectacular fashion.
Ooh, God damn. That was a good overtake. And it was dangerous as well, because if Oscar Piastri or Max Verstappen didn't leave a space, then yeah, they could have just hit each other and just taken themselves off the track. And there have been a couple of times where it was so close to call. Not just with those two, but with plenty of other overtakes as well. You've got Lando Norris, who has been, he's been doing okay.
It's easy to hug that inside line and not compromise your rotation round the corners, but you can see that having to go to the inside has given Lando Norris a chance. Is there a car's width? No! And he was doing a bit of lawn mowing, heading down to the Villeneuve chicane.
Like, I reckon it's just a bit of, he's too much in his mind. He just needs to relax a bit. He doesn't need to be so hard on himself. You got Oscar Piastri, who's basically another Iceman. So he's doing quite well. He's obviously at the top of the board in the leadership. So, it pays to see whether or not he'll be able to maintain that lead, or if he's got Max Verstappen coming at him with all those next races coming up. Because remember, it's a triple header, and we'll just finish having the first one. And you've also got the Ferraris, because Imola was a Ferrari track, and it was a home race for Ferrari with the Tifosi. So Ferrari, they did okay, considering, the problems that they've had for the last couple of races. So you got Lewis Hamilton with finishing fourth on the race. So the highest that Hamilton has scored in Ferrari. We all know what happened last race that Ferrari had with Hamilton, and Hamilton was not a very happy man.
In China, I got out of the way when you're on a different strategy.
Understood. We swapped the cars.
Have a tea break while you're at it. Come on.
You also got Charles Leclerc, who's an unhappy man with all those radio outbursts.
And we need to let Albon pass to not get a penalty.
That's how racing is now. When you cut fast, you need to let pass. This is a freaking joke. What did I do wrong?
We're on the final lap of the Grand Prix, and Alex Albon is able to get by. Charles Leclerc listens to the team instruction. Albon will score a third, fifth place of the campaign.
Seems like Charles is not doing all right. So hopefully we might need to have a check on him. Welfare check maybe. You got Alex Albon. Always with the Williams. They're doing quite well, and you got Carlos Sainz doing okay as well. Carlos is okay. We all wish that he could do better. Since being ditched by Ferrari, but we've got a long race season to go. So there's always going to be improvements. But securing that fifth place for Alex, which could have been a third place podium. Let's be honest, we were all thinking that. But yeah, one a man can hope and dream, and hopefully he might be able to procure a podium next time round with that straight line speed of the Williamses. You got George and you got Kimi as well for the Mercedes. Unfortunately, it's been a bad race for Kimi, who did not finish. And you got Russell, he finished in 7th place, he's been complaining about the rear end of the Mercedes since the formation lap, so there must have been something wrong with the car, who knows. You got Isaac Hadger, out of all the rookies, Isaac's just been the superstar in that group. We've all wished that as a Kiwi, that Liam Lawson would do quite well, He did stun us when he came in to deputise for Ricardo in the year before. Yeah, unfortunately, with all that's happened with him going to Red Bull, which, in my personal opinion, he wasn't ready for, should have just been Yuki, and Liam should have just stayed in the Racing Bulls car so he can grab his confidence and be able to, do better. But, yeah, that's unfortunately something we'll just have to move past on. To be honest, didn't hear much from Lawson in the race, so yeah, it's really unfortunate because he came in at 14th on the grid. Uh, didn't hear much from Franco. Oliver Bearman, he was second to last in the race. Also had Gabriel from Sauber, who was last on the grid, so I'm guessing Oliver eventually overtook him. But yeah, otherwise, that's what I am going to give in regards to Imola, which is more than likely not going to be happening again because they're going to retire the race or replace it with another race. So we'll see how that goes.